I'm not gonna lie, bro. Seeing the Ishowspeed Africa tour, that shit is making me want to go to Africa, bro. When Speed was in Europe, they was calling him monkey. They was throwing him bananas and shit. They was saying all type of racist shit when he was in the Europe tour. He pop up in Africa and then people showing him love like he's family already, bro. The propaganda is failing. It is crumbling before our very eyes. And then they want to call Africa uncivilized, bitch. I'm seeing the complete opposite.
And I personally believe that what Speedy's doing right now, without even realizing it, is he's literally waking up the masses. He's waking up the masses from all the propaganda and the lies that the media has fed America, Black Americans, about Africans and Africa. You know, he might not even know it or be aware of it, but he is literally healing generations right now. And trust and hear what I'm saying. Speed was divinely chosen for a time such as this. It might be an innocent thing and look like it's streaming, but a lot of Americans are waking up and realizing they were fed lies. And everything that they learned and were taught about Africa were lies. I have so much more respect for Speed after watching just a couple of days of his tour. Yeah, I'm definitely subscribing.
Speed is on a tour of Africa. Many youth are learning for the first time that the continent is more than baboons and mud huts. American education is so fucked, bro. These niggas will teach you that this guy built the pyramids, King Channing Tatum, and the rest of Africa is just savages and loincloths. And then they develop false sciences, see eugenics, to create biological proof of inferiority. It hurts my heart. But it's a necessary part of the thievery of our gold and our diamonds to convince the world that we are inferior. Speed actually tried to purchase a diamond in Botswana, to which they replied that they're only allowed to sell their own diamonds to De Beers, the British mega corporation founded by Cecil Rhodes, who literally stole the land and the mines through murder and slavery. And still to this day has scholarships named after him, Rhodes Scholarships. Heard of that? It's some George Washington shit. George Washington type beat. Botswana is the top diamond producer in the world and is one of the poorest countries on earth. So Speed, like any reasonable person learning about colonial theft for the first time, it's like, that's weird. Like, I can't buy a diamond from the people that mine the diamonds? All right. But I love it though, because these kids, man, they're gonna see the truth. Just like they saw Gaza through TikTok, that is seeing Africa in all its glory through Speed Stream. Similarly to the ICE killing of Renee Good, you can't lie about what we've seen on camera. And to Black Americans, Africans love you. They will welcome you home. This division between us, manufactured by the powers that be. They lied to us. Because when we unite, African Americans, the most culturally influential group on the planet, with Africans, the fastest growing population, and the most resources on earth, that's the only way we get free. Because all our heroes knew this shit. Malcolm X said you can't care about Mississippi without caring about what's going on in the Congo. 60 years ago, man. Don't be brainwashed into thinking we ain't one people.
Speed's Africa tour is kind of scaring me right now because the amount of people admitting that they didn't realize that Africa wasn't just like sticks and mud. That, like, Africa actually has, modern technology and roads and running water and all that type of stuff. And then that Africa is a continent, not a country. I've seen clips of Speed's tour, and I love it because every place he goes, he kind of rewrites the stereotype or the image that people have in their head, and he shows that, hey, this is a normal place. But especially with Africa, some of y'all I genuinely worry about. Because even when people who are like, oh, but the American propaganda makes you think that Africa is just nothing and extremely all this. Guys, can you do a little bit of research and maybe just a little bit of logical thinking? Do you really think an entire continent would just be sticks and mud and tribal people? If you just look up Africa City, you will see so many cities that look just like ours with skyscrapers, big buildings, roads, infrastructure, all that type of stuff.
Y'all probably wondering why I'm crying. I've been watching Speed streams, and I'm seeing all the love that he's getting in Angola. He's in South Africa, and he's getting massive amount of love, and the way that he was treated in Europe was disgusting. But to see him be a black man from the United States of African descent and be able to go back to the continent and be treated like a human by civilized African people. When we've been taught that Africa is primitive, that it's dangerous, don't go back. They have this, they have that. They don't want you, they don't like you. And to see an African American man with his stature go back to the motherland and be treated with so much respect. This is what our people fought for. This is what they fought for when they fought against Jim Crow and segregation. This is what the slave revolts were about. This is what it's always been about. It's to be able to go back home to a home that you've never been and be unapologetically black and not have to think about being black. Just being able to have your natural hair and your brown skin and not be judged and not be racially profiled and not be killed. I love the love that he is getting. And I love the love that all of my African American people are getting in the continent. And I know there's a lot of issues. I know there's a lot of things that need to be worked out. But I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And I love that for him. And I love that for all of my people that are over there. And I can't wait to hit the soil and experience it myself.
Pan-African lifestyle.
When we created Pan-African Lifestyle, it wasn't just to make content, it was to build a movement, a multimedia company and lifestyle agency that serves as a catalyst for the African dream through content, experiences, events, and real services that empower our people to travel, invest, and relocate to the motherland with confidence. Over 500,000 of you have joined us across 4 platforms, and we reach over 15 million people every single month. Because of that, we've been able to listen, learn, and truly understand what our community needs. The message was clear. We need guidance. We need clarity. We need direction on how to do this right. So we created Africa 101, the blueprint, the foundation, the guide that has helped hundreds of thousands of people start their journey home, becoming our best-selling book and a trusted resource we are proud of. But guidance is only part of the journey. Many of our people in the diaspora and on the continent face challenges when navigating opportunities, from investment to relocation. That's why we created Due Diligence Africa, a practical guide to evaluating people, places, and opportunities so you can pursue the African dream with confidence and clarity. If you're serious about Africa, travel, investment, relocation, citizenship, or coming home, start with the Essentials in Africa 101 and then learn the red flags and best practices for navigating the motherland with Due Diligence Africa. Get your copies of Africa 101 and Due Diligence Africa at panafricanlifestyle.com.
Why am I seeing grown-ass people crying on my For You page because they've just learned that Africa has buildings? Are you serious? I'm so sorry, but if you thought that Africa was all mud huts and lions in the year 2026, that is willful ignorance on your part, and I cannot defend you, sorry. Speed is doing like a tour of Africa or something like that, and the amount of people I've seen on my For You page shocked that Africa is a civilized continent. Continent, by the way, not country. Africa is a continent with 54 countries. It's the most genetically diverse continent in the entire world. And you thought not one of those 54 countries had skyscrapers. They didn't have cars. They were living in mud huts in all 54 of those countries. It's 2026 and you thought that? And you're crying? I understand. The West is a propaganda machine. They have fed us so many lies about Africa. We've all seen the adverts of the malnourished kids covered in flies and the women carrying water back to their villages. And yes, that is a reality for some Africans. But we've had the internet for 30 years now. and you never Googled it. You never thought to do your own research, not once. Okay. I see people from Africa all the time on this app trying to educate people that Africa is not all people living in mud huts in villages. They have cities, they have skyscrapers, they have cars, they have roads, they have everything. But people just aren't taking to it. How are you crying? How are you crying because you're finding out through Speed that Africa has buildings? Are you serious? If you made it to 2026 thinking that the entirety of Africa is still living in the Stone Age, that's not just because you fell for propaganda, it's because you didn't care enough to do your own research. Sorry.
Bro, Speed really changing the game for real. Like, I didn't know Africa was such a beautiful country. They got cars, they got water, they got Wi-Fi. Like, we was lied to. We was really lied to. The music in Africa is just so beautiful. I used to think the only song in Africa was Waka Waka by Shakira. Come to find out, they got DeVito. The US government really brainwashed us, bro. We need to go back to our brothers and sisters. Like, I really thought everybody in Africa speaks like this. And the best part of all, hear me out. Hear me out. You're not gonna believe this. They got more than one country. No, I'm not kidding. They got more. I thought it was just Africa. I really thought it was just Africa. I'm like, don't cancel me for this, but I low-key thought they live in huts. I like, you know, that's just what they teach us. Like,
man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro. Such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And Speed is single-handedly changing my perspective on life. Like, the music in Africa, the culture, everything, every single aspect of Africa just makes my insides feel so good, bro. And it makes me just want to leave America. Bro, I feel like America is the trap. America is the trap. The American dream is the trap. Everybody else is free, but not free from America. America's the problem, bro. America's the fucking problem. And I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Like, Speed, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Pan-African lifestyle.
More than ever, our people are coming back to the motherland. More diasporans are returning, connecting, and investing in Africa than ever before. And while there are countless success stories, there are also unfortunate situations that could have been avoided. Due Diligence Africa is your essential guide to navigating the motherland with confidence. Whether you're traveling, investing, or relocating, this book gives you clear, practical tools to verify people, places, and opportunities so you can make informed decisions at every step. It provides actionable frameworks for assessing credibility, spotting red flags, and avoiding costly mistakes. If you want to pursue the African dream safely, responsibly, and successfully, Due Diligence Africa equips you with the knowledge and confidence to do it right. Get your copy today at panafricanlifestyle.com.